do I want to accept feedback necessarily from someone who is not practicing what they're preaching?
We got it. We did it. It's never personal. It's all business. I'm about my business. I OBM it. Wanna find your niche, baby? Come get with winners. We illin'. Got the wave straight from Skinner. There's always gonna be.
So when it comes to feedback, do you have any thoughts on how one can become good at accepting feedback? So in life, I think how one becomes good at accepting feedback from the people closest to us.
First of all, like if you have a hard time accepting feedback, the first step is like understanding, like being a good observer of your behavior. So like, remember not just like how you might respond, but like, what's the internal dialogue going on there, or private events are you having when you're receiving feedback. One of the things I had to do, like I know how I like my feedback delivered. I kind of like my dessert first. And I know, Aubrey talks about don't pairing if you got to give it, but you don't always have time to do that. I think it's great to be able to just reinforce when you can. And I'd like to give, if I'm going to give corrective feedback, I prefer to do it just before like somebody's going to get, for example, in the cage to fight, or to spar. If they were dropping their hand during the one round, I would say, this was fantastic, great job. Just before they're getting ready to go out, I would say, hey, don't forget to keep that right hand up. So I reinforce what they're doing, and I use the correction as like pre-correction to increase the likelihood that they're going to do it. Then I can positively reinforce it.
There are some things that you have to consider, because sometimes the people closest to you that love you, or vice versa, if you may need to know their vulnerabilities, because sometimes the person that's giving you feedback may have certain fears, and their feedback could be biased based on their own desires. Every once in a while, there could be a relationship where there are two people that are dating. One person's concerned that the other person's very happy and becoming successful at something. And then the other person may have a dark fear or a behavioral history of losing that person if they don't depend on the other person. So every once in a while, I've seen relationships where one person becomes somewhat envious out of fear that the other person's doing well. So they can be complicated. So what's most important is sometimes knowing that the other person has your best interest at heart, not theirs. And the other thing is that accepting feedback from people, one of the things I feel very strong about, and I know Paulie does too, is I don't know, I know I'm just a little bit too critical and cynical over this, but do I want to accept feedback necessarily from someone who is not practicing what they're preaching? I see this all the time. People may give feedback on something that they don't do themselves and don't model. And parents do that with children all the time, and children lose respect real quickly for that parent who's saying, do this, and they don't do it. Sometimes you have to look at the source and the motivation of the type of feedback that you're getting. But you got to be really open to it. And sometimes it's behavioral history with that person giving you that feedback.
Check our channel for information. Couple thumbs down from the haters. That don't mean we're gonna stop trying to make world change for behavior.